connection in the last lesson. So unfortunately, I can't participate in the interesting story.
Crazy. Okay, let me do my little welcome first. Hello. Welcome to Verbling. I'm teacher Oakley. And in this class, once again, it's time for Famous Quotes class, which I generally do every Saturday, or at least my Saturday. Today, the subject of our discussion is Oscar Wilde. As always, I will be clarifying any metaphorical meaning or cultural references or vocabulary, and then we will discuss the intention of the author and how we actually feel about the quote. Do we agree, disagree? Sharing a little opinion. Okay. Again, today's subject is Oscar Wilde. So, Yaroslav, have you ever heard of Oscar Wilde?
Yeah, I've heard about him, but not so much. It's on the air.
What's that? Author?
I heard about him, but actually I didn't read him.
Oh, you haven't read him. Okay.
Yep, I haven't read.
Okay, all right, but all right, you know, at least that he's an author. Okay, let me welcome some others to the class. Hello, Heber. Welcome back. Hi.
Okay, thank you, teacher.
Hi. How about you? Have you ever heard of Oscar Wilde?
Could you repeat it? I'm sorry.
Sure. Oscar Wilde.
Oscar Wilde. No, I never heard about it.
He's the subject of our quotes. He's the man we're quoting today. No, never
Oscar
heard.
Wilde.
Yes.
No. I don't know.
Don't know. Okay. All right. Let me check with others who have joined us. Jabo, welcome to the class.
Yeah. How are you? Yeah.
I'm good. Good to see you again.
Yeah.
How have you been?
Yeah. Fine. Yeah. Nothing.
All right.
Yeah. All right. Thank you for asking. Yeah.
All right. How about you, Jabo? Are you familiar with Oscar Wilde at all?
No, not much. But today I checked Wikipedia. Yeah. And know about him. He was a famous writer in Ireland, and he was also a gay. Very interesting.
That's the rumor.
Okay. And his writing is a little bit beautiful style. Yeah.
Well.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, he's in addition, he's a writer, but he wrote plays. He wrote all kinds of things: plays, poetry, short stories, novels. He wrote a lot for publications at the time, editorials, actually, to comment on social and political topics. So he did all kinds of writing. Okay, let me also welcome Nader to the class. Hello, Nader.
Hello.
Hi, how are you? Good to see you again.
Thank you.
Oh yeah. All right. Have you ever heard of Oscar Wilde?
I'm familiar with the name, but I'm not familiar with his works.
Okay. His most famous novel, I guess, was The Picture of Dorian Gray. It's a famous, probably his most well-known novel. Salome, another one. Okay. All right. Let me welcome Anatoly. Long time no see. Hello.
Hello.
Hi. Good to see you again. Hi. That's good. And how about you? Have you heard of this author before? This Irish author?
Yes, I tried to read in English this famous novel which you mentioned, The Picture of Dorian Gray, but I didn't like. I found that it is difficult to read. maybe lots of details about lots of descriptions and less plot, less actions.
Ah, okay. Interesting. Very good. Thank you for the critique. And I would agree with that. And he's a little bit of a product of his time. He was actually 1850s. I think he died in 1900. So the latter half of the 19th century. And actually, a lot of the writing of that time, O. Henry and I don't know, a lot of those, they were really, Melville, really heavy duty into description, overwhelmingly. Think of it in that way, maybe he's a little bit of a product of his time. Yeah, that was the trend, I think. Just my observation, but whatever. Okay, and Saiban has joined us. Hello, Saiban.
Hello, teacher.
Hello.
Hello again.
Hello again. How about you, Saiban? Have you learned anything about Oscar Wilde?
No, this is my first time.
No?
I have never heard about this person, and this is the first time that I have heard Oscar Wilde. Yeah.
Okay.
Nothing.
Well, frankly, he's famous. He had some famous books. He's an author, but really, he delved into a little bit of philosophy, and really what he's actually famous for is not really his works, but more of his really biting, almost vicious satire. His satirical style was very, very aggressive, I guess I could say. And he didn't really care about whose feelings he hurt, so to speak. And that would include the government of England, society, upper crust society at that time, a very, socially divided. Yeah, he was quite biting. My favorite piece is not even that he wrote, was not even. I looked at Wikipedia too, and there's a piece that he wrote about how Britain should deal with the Irish problem. At that time, Ireland extremely poor. England was trying to control it, and Ireland was being critiqued for being overpopulated and being too much of a drag on the British economy at the time. So he wrote this really scathing piece for whatever, the London Times, or I'm not sure about that, but as an editorial, and his now it's I have it somewhere in my documents. I like it so much, but he writes it as a serious piece. But his basic premise is that if the British want to solve the Irish problem, what they need to do is just start eating Irish children, and then this will solve the problem, and they can stop crying about it. Is basically, really, to summarize. But he presents it in such a logical. I know this sounds absurd and horrifying, but he presents it in such a logical, completely well thought up and well written way that it almost seems like it makes sense. But it's satire. Anyway, that's Oscar Wilde. He was very controversial as well. Jabot pointed out he was thought to be gay. He was perhaps he had views about race and religion which were extremely controversial at his time, at that time period. Okay, maybe we'll get an idea of what this guy's all about. Okay, hang on. Maybe. And we'll try. Okay, Yaroslav just beat me to it. I was trying to get the link to the material. Yeah, okay.
Thank you.
We're all getting it. Okay. Okay, let's take a look at his quotes and see if we can get an idea of this guy's kind of style, his personality, talk about maybe his philosophies. Okay. Yaroslav, I'm going to do a screen share. Here you go. Yaroslav, can you start with our first quote we can talk about?
The old believe everything. The middle-aged suspect everything. The young know everything.
Okay. Again, I remind you that his thing was satire and cynicism and sarcasm. But okay, what do you think? What do you think he means by this quote, Yaroslav?
Maybe nowadays it's the obvious thing because especially maybe in our country, in Russia, many old people are watching TV and they believe everything that the TV shows, and I don't agree with that. And about middle age, that they suspect everything. I think the middle aged are more active as in political way, active as a person in social life. So they suspect everything, don't believe to the TV, to the government, and I think to the maybe healthcare system and so on. And if we're talking about young people, when I was 15, I knew everything. I knew how to deal with my friends, with my girlfriend, and I knew what my future will need to be. So
Okay.
I think this is really straightforward
Okay.
quote.
All right. And obviously, you said it's very applicable to modern life, although he wrote this almost 150 years ago. The more things change, the more they stay the same. Okay. All right. Good analysis. And by the way, great job analyzing and giving an opinion by using examples. This is a very good way to explain your opinion. It makes it very clear. Good job, actually. One small thing. They don't believe to the TV. You don't believe to something. You can believe in something, but we don't ever use to, the preposition to, co-located with believe. You don't believe to something. You can believe in something, but in this case, they don't believe the TV. We don't even need in. You believe in, I don't know. You believe in beliefs. You believe in religion. You believe in an economic theory. You believe in freedom for all people. You believe in gun rights, whatever, concepts, abstract concepts like that.
Okay. Should I say they don't believe the TV? Yep.
That's it. They don't believe the TV. That's exactly right. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Good job. Hey, Bear, is there anything you'd like to add to that?
No, I really clear the message.
Okay. Do you agree with this summary? Do you think he pretty much has it right?
Yeah, well, but it depends on the culture, I think. It depends on the culture of each country. But in general, yeah, it's true.
Okay, in general. All right. Okay, Jabot.
Yeah, I agree because the young guys learn things very quickly, and they are not afraid of committing mistake or making mistake, or they don't feel any frustrated. But when they get older, they experience some difficulties or setbacks. They will consider they will start to wonder and suspect anything. And when the middle age become old people, they because old people are going to die, though, so they don't care anything. So they have a they have who care attitude.
Okay. They don't care about anything.
Yeah.
Would be more appropriate. Okay. Okay. That's great. That's I have to tell you, the quote makes me feel better because I must be middle-aged still. I still suspect everything and believe nothing. So that's good. I guess I'm not old. Okay. Well, all right. Nader, what do you think? Do you agree with Oscar?
I would say just the young question everything because everything you tell them, they say why. Even a child, if you tell him anything, he says why. You tell him don't do this, he says why, why.
Okay. Okay. You mean for the young? The young
For the
question?
young, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what is meant by the young? Are they children or teens?
Yeah, well, that we don't know. We have to interpret. But if I was reading The Young Know Everything, I automatically I pictured mentally teenagers. You know,
Mhm. Yeah.
you know, that's where my brain went. Right. Okay. Did you know everything when you were a teenager?
No, I know nothing. I still know
I know
nothing.
you now. You know nothing. You
Yeah.
knew nothing. But did you think you knew everything?
No.
No, you did not. Okay. Well, smart teenager. Okay. Okay. Anatoly. Okay. How do you feel about this quote? You agree?
I agree. Yes, I agree. It is a very clever quote, I think. I'm thinking about phrases order in this quote. Maybe it means something because he start from the old and to after that mentioned middle age, and the clue of his quote, his phrase about young, maybe. And I think maybe he wanted to say and to mark youngest extremalism. I'm not sure that we have this word in English. When extremely this opinion could be for young people extremely left or is extremely high, extremely definite.
Right. Okay. Extremism.
Extremism. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, okay. I think you might have a point there. I didn't really think about that, but his commentary is maybe directed to the young. Yes, and here I point out, Oscar Wilde. If you read Oscar Wilde, he rarely says anything that isn't directed to someone. So I think that is actually a very strong point. It's hard for me to read any of these quotes without thinking about who is he talking to or about, because usually he is. Almost everything he writes is a critique or a commentary on somebody or some social group or whatever. So I think that's probably a very accurate observation. All right, thank you. Saiban.
Okay, teacher. First of all, this quote is a philosophy quote, so we cannot get the meaning easily. But according to some comment that I have just read a moment ago, I think it means that when the person is young, he think that he know everything he figured out about every single thing or event or whatever. Uh, But when he got older and older, uh, he suspect that he is not he I mean he suspect about I mean about his knowledge, but when he is getting older and become become an old man or women, they realize that they don't know nothing when they were young, because the the knowledge is very, yeah, it's very wild. Uh, it's happened with me. When I was younger. I'm 27. I'm not too old, not middle age. I'm still young. But I realized that there are many things when I interpret, I misinterpret it. And it happened to me. It happens to me that I misinterpret the things.
I see. I do know your point. I see your point. Right. Yeah, we all realize that some things we thought when we were younger were just not true. Try to avoid using double negatives there, Saban. All right. Don't
Yes,
know
teacher.
nothing. If you don't know nothing, then it means you must know something.
Okay. Okay.
The old double negative. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Ivan, I don't even know if I welcomed you to the class, but, well, belated welcome. Hello, Ivan.
Hello, teacher.
Any last points you would like to add to the discussion about this quote? If not, we can move on. Ivan, anything else you would like to say about this quote?
Yeah, it's kind of when we get confident is when we were young. When we fear of something because we are old. It's like when you make so many obstacles, you fear of doing it again. So try to believe that instead of be sure, to believe that there is gonna be a change.
Okay. All right. I think I understand that. All right. Did you know everything when you were young, Ivan?
I'm still young. I know
You're still young.
everything.
You still know everything. Very good. Okay. All right, Ivan, could you do me a favor and go ahead and read this next quote?
Yes. Hold on.
Can you read this? Yeah, go ahead. Ivan, are you there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, how can a woman be expected to be happy with a man who insists on treating her as if she were a perfectly normal human being?
Okay. What do you think Oscar Wilde means by that quote? What is he inferring?
I think it's kind of um, like Chavism.
Chauvinism, chauvinistic, you could say, as an adjective. Okay, I think you have a point. Okay. All right. Why?
Because on the statement he tries try to say that the woman is another being, like no, it's like it's separate. I try to compare the gender with being,
Okay.
and try to divide it. So
I see.
gender equal being, male, being female.
Okay. All right. Interesting. Yaroslav, what do you think of this quote? What do you think he's trying to say here?
I think this quote refers us to the ages where Oscar Wilde lives. I think maybe it refers to the women's rights. There were problems with that in the past, so it's maybe chauvinistic, but I think if the Oscar Wilde was a satiric, he thought maybe he tried to involve more people in the women's right problem to show that women need to do maybe need to have own opinion or something like this.
Okay. All right. He was a satirist. Okay. Maybe this statement is satirical. Okay. Could be. All right. Heber. Okay. Heber. Good night, Heber. Okay. See you later. Okay, Jabot, over to you. Okay, I think we can interpret this different ways. Is he being satirical? Is he just is he being chauvinistic? Well, what do you think?
Yeah, I agree with this quote. Yeah, if a man consider woman's job is to stay home and clean house, wash dishes, and do laundry, the woman will not be happy. This is also very true for in a business scenario. Yeah, if you treat your customer like a normal customer, you don't build any relation with the customer. The customer will don't want to do a business with you. That's the same situation. Yeah.
I agree, and I like your analogy with customer service because I totally agree with you. A customer needs to always feel like you're treating them as special, different than all the other customers. Would you agree?
Yeah, I totally agree. Yeah, if I treat a customer, very special customer, they would like to do the business with me. Yeah. So
there you go.
Convenient. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I can do business with you, Jabot. I like the way you think. Okay, great. Nader. Okay, what do you think about this?
I take it seriously. I totally agree with that one. It reminds me of one of our prophets saying, he says, like, a woman is like a rib or a bone. If you try to straighten it, you will break it. So, yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
I totally agree with that one. If you try to treat her like she's logic, she's like, we say logical or logic?
Logical is the adjective.
Logical creature. You will definitely have hard time with her, and she will not be happy if you try to if you treat her like a man.
Yeah, well, that's true. Okay, well, all right. Anatoly, interesting. We're having slightly different points of view here, and I like that. Anatoly, what is your interpretation of this?
When I firstly read this quote, the first idea which came to my mind, that is this very strange quote, strange idea, because everybody equal. But I remember one example which our guide, when I visited foreign country, said us. Maybe it was a little bit joke. She married to the man who lived in that country, and movement for equal of men and women in that country was on the high, on the peak, this movement. And once after they left the shop, she and he carried bags, and he didn't ask her to carry her bags. Why? She asked. Because he thought that if he suggested to carry her bags, it means that it could be offensive. He thought it could be offensive for her because every people are equal, and it looked a little bit strange, and maybe Oscar Wilde wanted to say that we are different, men and women. We are different, and if somebody expect to stay equal between two this between men and women, it wouldn't be a good way for the pair in their life.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. Do you think that? Okay. All right. A woman wants the same opportunities in work. She wants the same pay, but she also wants you to hold the door open for her.
Yes, yes. Ladies first, and
You know, really. And she's gonna get mad at you if you don't. Yeah. Okay. And it's only one small English matter. When you use every, you have to use a singular. Every
okay,
person,
okay,
not
yes,
every
okay.
people, right? Every pencil, every glass, whatever. Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. Interesting observations. Seben, the best of both worlds. Yeah, that's a way, an expression to put it
Okay.
like that. Seben, what do you think of this?
Okay. I think we don't. The man should not overestimate or let's say not. I mean, underestimate the woman. I mean, he should treat women as she is. I mean, not perfect. If you just take in this code, if you just, I mean, take the perfect, I mean, just a normal human being. I mean, she could do something wrong or silly or whatever, but he has to be patient with the woman and has know that has expected that she will do something wrong. She will do something that it's not be. I mean, not be wise for her. So, but at the end of the day, that she is a woman. She is human being. So the he should know that. And I will just bring a brief example if you give.
Sure.
I mean, if you give me okay, a permission. Okay, so in our country, the unfortunately the old generation they really treat women as she is robotic, as I mean she is engine just working. But nowadays the new generation is different. I mean they treat women as a normal. They don't treat women as a perfect normal human being. So I'm glad that the new generation it's different, and there is always different from this country and what we have in Iraq. So in her the woman is more liberty. Let's say she is free to do whatever she wants. I mean, she controlled her husband more than in our country. So in our country we control women, not meaning the control that that mean that to hit the woman or not. I mean, in our country we are. I mean, the man is wear the pants for the family, not the woman. Here, both of them they are wear the woman sometimes wearing pants in here in United States.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right, a good idiom and a good one to share with the class. Who wears the pants in your family? Okay, who's in charge? Right, a good American expression that we use to say who's the boss, basically. Who wears the pants? Okay. Um, all right. One small correction. She is more liberty. She has more liberty.
Okay, she has more liberty.
You
Yes.
you have freedom, you have opportunity, you have liberty, like that.
Okay,
Okay,
teacher.
not is. Okay, all right. Let's move on. Saiban, can you go ahead and read this one since you're
Yeah, sure,
there?
teacher.
All right, thank you.
Okay. Okay, education is an admirable thing, but it is well to remember from time to time that nothing that is worth knowing can be taught.
Okay, one small pronunciation correction. Admirable. Admirable.
Admirable.
First syllable stress. That's it. You got
Yeah.
it. Anyway,
Okay.
you got it. Okay. What do you think of this? You're a university student.
Okay, teacher.
All right.
Okay.
What is he
So
saying here?
okay, so education is an okay. Be taught. Actually, can you give me some time so I will think about it, teacher? It's
Sure,
little bit.
sure.
Okay, thank
No
you.
problem. No problem. Ivan, how about you? What is your perception? This is a much more of kind of a vague quote here. I think it's quite wide open to interpretation. What is your interpretation?
Um, that experience is a better teacher than a class. I don't know.
Okay. All right. Experience is a better teacher than classroom learning, book learning. Okay. And I have to add in English, we kind of have a, a cultural perception that there's really two kinds of knowledge. There's book learning, as we say, book learning, and then there's what we often refer to as street smarts, you may hear. These are the euphemistic kind of expressions, but they're widely known and referenced in English-speaking culture. Okay, I wonder if that's kind of maybe Ivan is starting to touch on that. Yaroslav, what do you think?
I agree with this quote because I think Oscar Wilde is saying that education is admirable thing. Is about that the education in the university or in the college really is admirable thing. You can learn a lot from your education there. But when we are talking about some new inventions on the edge of the science, you need to think in a different angle. And there are a lot of famous people that actually didn't graduate from the college or the university, and they done a lot. And my second thought is about maybe this more simple things that you can't taught at the university how to raise your child or how to love your wife or something like this.
Ah, right. Okay, I like that last part. Yeah, absolutely. Good point. Okay. All right, great. Jabot, how about you? What is your...
Yeah, well, I feel that education system in my country is a little bit false and weird. Why? Because students in school always want to get a diploma or get a grade, and they memorize so many subjects, so many knowledges that have taught by their teachers. But after the test, after the exam, after graduation, they don't really use in the society. So I think that school forget one thing, that they need to teach students how to think, yeah, how to thinking, yeah. Critical thinking, yeah, it's very important. Yeah, because education not just only contain memorize the knowledge. The education meaning want us to use the knowledge into our society and be helpful for our society. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Quick comment. Knowledge is an uncountable noun. No such word as knowledges. You might use facts. So in school you learn just tons and tons of facts. Many, many facts. Okay. If you want to make it countable. But
Okay.
yeah, all right.
Thank you.
I see your point. I don't know how many times I've experienced working with somebody right out of university, and it's mind-boggling that they're completely inept. They have no idea what they're doing. Horribly inept, simply because all they've learned is theory. They know the theory how to do things, but they've never gotten their hands dirty and actually done it. And the real world's a lot different than the land of theory in a university. Is that kind of the line of what you're saying there, Jabal?
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah. I know. Yeah, because
Yeah.
the university is just like a student in a university, and they play 4 years, not really learn something. Yeah.
Right. All right. Nader, you had a couple variations or added points to this quote? Can you add anything?
No, I totally agree with you. As you said before, you will recruit someone who spent 1 year of real life experience. This is better for you than one who is graduate from college. So because in college they give you just information, but lessons of life and how to deal with people, something you learn out of school.
Yeah.
So yeah, I totally agree with that.
Yeah, absolutely. Anatoly, anything? Any final points to make here? Oh.
I think he made this statement a little bit complicated, and maybe idea is don't believe in education for in every situation, and think about it critically. But it is good because I mean education, because he mentioned in the first part is an admirable thing, but don't believe in it completely.
Okay, it's not to fall back, the end all and be all. Well, there's an expression. Not the end all and be all. The one answer. Okay, I'm gonna kind of skip that one. Well, that one's kind of a... Well, okay. Well, let's talk about this, I guess. More about men and women.
Sorry for
Saban, you have a comment or question, Saban?
Yeah, I'm sorry, teacher. Yes, sorry for interrupting.
Sure.
You didn't come back to me. That's why I just wanted to give some comment on
Oh
the
yeah. Okay.
previous
I'm
one.
sorry. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Forgot.
My bad. Sorry. Yeah,
No,
I was going to say the same thing that other classmate mentioned. Yes, I have read some comment about this quotation that say, yeah, the education is good, but there's a lot of things that you will learn out of the school. This is what exactly happened to us in here in the university. that although in the university you learn many things, but those things cannot be. It's not worth. It's not. I mean, you cannot apply those things in the real world. So you have to learn from your own to be able to treat the tough life. The tough life. That's
Yeah.
my comment, teacher. Sorry
Right.
about the interrupting, and
And
thanks for giving me the chance.
right, and actually knowing the theory of how to do things is it's a darn good thing, but it gives you somewhere to start from to create and change and adapt,
Yes.
and you have somewhere to start. Which, if you had if there were no
Yeah.
education, you would have nowhere to start,
Yeah.
even, right?
You know, teacher, I'm sorry, just one last thing. You know, in our country, in especially in my country, I will just a little bit talk about the experience that I have in the college. In my college, everything we memorize it, and we don't do anything creative. I will just talk about myself. I memorized everything when I was in the college. I didn't write the thing that I wanted to mean. I didn't write anything by my own self. Just memorize it and give it
Hmm.
to the teacher. This is education. I mean, this is higher education. I'm not talking about my elementary school experience
Right.
or secondary school. It's about the higher education. So we are really really behind in our country, in the third world country, unfortunately.
Yeah, actually, we have a word for this, kind of a euphemism, spoon-fed education. The
Okay.
idea being that the teacher just like a baby eating. When you feed a baby, you put the food on the spoon and put it in their mouth. Here you go, memorize this. Here you
Yes.
go, ingest
Thanks.
this. We call that spoon-fed education, where you're not even allowed to feed yourself the knowledge that you want to learn. It's being literally shoved down your throat. Just to add more expressions to it. Okay.
Yes.
Anyway. Okay. The next one, very controversial. I don't know. Okay, we kind of already talked about.
Okay, can I ask a question
Yeah. Yeah.
about
Sure.
the following quote? Uh, the second part, there is passion, enmity, worship, love, but no friendship. Is it right to use here there is? Can we use here there are? Because after that we have an
Ah.
enumeration.
Well, that's an interesting question. Good question. Point of English. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Now, there's a reason for this, and I can explain this. Passion, although passion can be, I have two passions. I love cooking and I love reading. It is possible to make it countable. In this case, when you're talking about the general idea of the concept of passion, it's actually uncountable. You can't have two enmities. Okay, hate. Okay, this is a more sophisticated word for hate. Two worships, not possible. It's uncountable. Two loves, well, you can, but that can get you in trouble. Yeah, okay, I have two great loves, I suppose. More poetry and dance, whatever. But when you talk about in general, again, it's uncountable. So that is the reason you're using is in this quote, because they're uncountable. There is knowledge. Earlier I mentioned knowledge, uncountable. I can't say there are knowledge, even though I'm listing several of them. So that's a very good question.
Thank you.
Yes. So this is correct. Absolutely. Okay, I'm skipping forward. Does anybody actually have any quotes that you specifically want to look at? Anybody have a favorite they want to look at? Okay. All right. I want to. There's a couple I want to look at. Then, if you guys don't have any, then I do. All right. This one I like.
I would ask.
Funny for me. Go ahead, Nader.
Sorry, I was asking about this one. I was asking, yeah, about the meaning of that one because I didn't get it.
You didn't get it. Okay.
No.
All right. I kind of cut off Anatoly. I would like to. All right. Okay, Anatoly, can you read this one? What do you think this means?
Some cause happiness wherever they go, others whenever they go.
Yeah. I find this one to be very funny. Do you get this?
I'm trying to understand. Wherever it is about a place, and whenever it is about time.
That's it.
Okay, it's interesting. Yes, I tend to agree with that quote, but maybe it needs time to think about it. It's interesting idea. Yes.
All right.
For one type of people, it could be happiness in moving. For others, it could be happiness in the definite state.
I think it's simpler than that. And let me throw this out to the class. Does anybody have an interpretation? Jabot? Yeah.
I agree with this quote because some guys they are naturally born jovial, happy guy. They can bring happiness to people wherever they go. But for some guys, they don't look like a happy guy. People don't like them. They want them to live whenever they go. so I think the happiness will happen whenever some bad guy go. Yeah,
I think that's it. I think that's basically it. Okay, we have this kind of a standard phrase. He causes happiness wherever he goes. All right, exactly. I think that's it. Jabot, I think, has nailed it. The idea being that wherever they go, they make others happier around them. They spread cheer. They're just upbeat, positive people, and they have that effect on other people. Whereas other people, when they leave, everybody goes, "Oh, thank God he's gone." As in, it's a relief when they leave. Not so much, not really happiness, more like a relief from depression. Well, which I guess would be happiness. I think that's the idea. I think it's actually quite simple. It's just a commentary on people's basic personalities. Some people are just depressing, and some people are the opposite. Okay, and the other one I really like, I want to check out here before we go. Okay, Nader, can you read this one?
True friends stab you in the front. Yeah.
What does that mean?
It means that if they have to, they will not stab you in the back.
Right. Okay. Well, just in case other students don't know, when you stab someone in the back?
You betray him.
You betray him. Okay, very good. All right. Or betray him, or the other kind of concept is
cheat on him.
Could be cheat him, but it also could be talk about him behind his back. Well, in fact, we have the expression. He talks about other people behind their backs. Okay. Okay. You're right. The primary meaning is to betray, but okay. It could also mean talk. Sometimes used to defame somebody, or to talk badly about them. But either way, okay.
But no friend will take the step instead of you.
What's that?
No friend will take the step instead of you to protect you.
No, I don't really.
So if
Okay.
one
We would say
someone,
step in front of you, or take a bullet for you is a concept like that.
yeah,
He would take a bullet for me.
yeah,
Or less violently, he would take the shirt off his back for me. If you would take the shirt off your back for someone, you would sacrifice for them. Okay. But, okay, this quote, your friends stab you in the front. I think the idea is, okay, if I'm going to say bad things about you, or I'm going to critique you, I'll do it right to your face instead of behind your back. If I'm going to, hey, business is business, and if I have to do something that's going to hurt you, but it's business, I'll do it openly, not behind your back and cheat you. I think that's the idea. Okay. Oh, here's another interesting one. This one's kind of, I don't know, semi-famous, I suppose. Yaroslav, can you read this one, please?
The only difference between the saint and the sinner is that every saint has a past, and every sinner has a future.
Aha. What is
If
he
it,
inferring? Yeah.
if we're talking about maybe Catholic saints, it's the idea that they are already saint, they are on the heaven, but the sinners on the earth has a future, and sinners have a life to do their things and to become a saint or something like this.
Okay. I don't know if he's really talking religions specifically, or he's using these terms more as a euphemism for, you know, I don't know, somebody who seems to be very upstanding probably has skeletons in their closet. There's something they've done in the past. Okay. Again, he's a satirist. He's very cynical and very sarcastic. And every sinner can change things in their future, so they have a
Yeah,
bright
I agree with you. You can use it quote in our everyday life
right
even now.
Yeah. Okay. Another Wilde. Society exists only as a mental concept. In the real world, there are only individuals. I'll leave you with that one. That one takes some thought. That one could be argued. We could argue that one all day and all night. But unfortunately, we cannot, because I am out of time. So just think about it. Okay. So anyway, thank you, everyone. Slyvan, Yaroslav, Nadir, Jabo.
Thank you so much,
Thank you.
teacher.
Okay. Bye-bye.
And have a great weekend, teacher.
You too. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Goodbye.
Bye-bye. Okay.